Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Rewind that. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Tonight, guys, it's our midnight live. Yes. Thank you all so much who's in the building right now. Hopefully, AG, Lenora Wilson, LSW, Renee Hicks, Michelle Wadla, Zaria Support Gaming, Queen, Rashonda Greer. Thank you guys so much for coming. Okay, so we're going to be talking about Power Book 2 Go Season 3, Episode 8, and that is called Sacrifice. Woo! And oh, what a sacrifice it was, right? Listen, Theo is the epitome of sacrifice, right? Like the way this dude has been going and in for his brother, spending 28 years in prison and all that, like this is what sacrifice is all about. And he did that last deed. I know we talked last night some, and it is what it is, guys. So let's get into it. Now the episode starts off with Davis, right? And he's drunk on the rooftop, and Saxe comes up there as well. And, he has a beer. First, he's like, oh, come away from the ledge, telling Davis to come away from the ledge and stuff like that. And Davis is like, no, bring me one of those beers over there first and all of this. Davis is pretty upset because his brother won't talk to him. And that's just that, right? And so then he receives a call, Davis, that Diana is arrested or was arrested. Okay. And this is from Monet. And he's like, okay, I wasn't aware. He tells Saxe what's going on because, this is partner. So, of course, he has to tell him what's happening. And he doesn't know that Saxe is a snake at this point. And, of course, Saxe wants to jump on this chance to get info. All right. And so what is his plan? Oh, I'll go down there, because obviously Davis is drunk. Like, this is the perfect opportunity. I'll go down there. Don't worry. You got to sober up and you're in no position to do anything right now. Davis is like, oh, I got 20 blocks to sober up. Like, really? Come on, guy. So he said, because I've been on that side before, like, Saxe, I've been on that side before. I can tell Monet that I know exactly what they're going to ask her, this and that, which would have been perfect, right? This is what Davis originally hired Saxe for in the first place, right? Like, because he's from the other side. So having somebody that's from the other side was supposed to be, adding, it was supposed to be kind of like giving you secrets, and it was like an offense to have him on his team because he came from the other side. But this dude never stopped playing for the other side, which is a freaking problem. Okay? Now, AG says, I can't stop crying. Girl, I wanted to cry last night. When I did my first reaction, chat, I had to really hold it down because I felt it. I can't believe it because if you go back to like the season finale of Power Book 1, I was so pissed off when I heard about the spinoff, Power Book 2, and then how they were going to have Saxe. I was so pissed. And now Saxe dies, and I'm pissed. I'm freaking pissed. Okay? All right, guys. So meanwhile, we got Diana already saying too much to Blanca and Jenny, right? And when I say she's already saying too much, it's because she tells them that this is a setup. You got a call from somebody named Salim, right? And I'm like, girl, why did you do that? Okay. So to me, that was a bit much. All right. It didn't really go anywhere so far. When she's released later on, we do hear that her, the charges are pending still. So they could continue to dig, just bring up the name Salim, I guess, But anyway, so we also have I did not mean to do that. Hold on. Sorry. So we also have Tariq, who meets up with Davis and tells him that Saxe is a CI for Jenny Sullivan. So Davis's response is to get his gun out. And I'm like, bro, since when do you have a freaking gun? Like, I guess if his gun was shown before this guy's, it must have went over my freaking head. And I'm just like, what do you need a gun for? And I was also thinking to myself, you mean to tell me that you was about to go delete Saxe? You know, like I feel like he's just been around too many gangsters at this point, right? Too many freaking Tejadas. All right. Anyway, so Tariq has to tell him to calm down, right? Keep it cool because we don't need Saxe knowing that we're on to him. Tariq says we need to see what he knows. So this is when Davis realizes that Saxe has gone down to the precinct to talk to Diana, and this is a freaking problem, right? So Davis now knows that he has to get down there right away. Okay. So next we also have that Tariq goes to Monet's house and tells her and Drew that the feds are trying to hit them with a RICO. All right. Meanwhile, Jenny and Blanca are tag teaming Diana, trying to scare her by telling her that, you know, she could do 20 years of just basically from anything, right? 20 years of federal time for just helping out with anything, like anything that you did to help Tariq or your family, you could get time for that. Okay. And it's just like, you know, they really were trying to lay it on thick, you know, and honestly, Blanca was just working my freaking nerves, guys, as usual, as freaking usual. All right. But, you know, this is when Diana, she does hold it down a little bit. We will talk about how she starts talking a little too much when Saxe and Davis get there. But we'll talk about her holding it down for right now. Got to give credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that the more time, I said this last night, the more time Diana probably would have been there, it would have been a problem. I really think so. Because then she's like, when they started talking about Tariq and Monet, she's like, okay, so who do you want? Tariq or Monet, right? And they thought that, oh, we have her now. No, you don't have her. Shut up. Okay, just shut up. But anyway, like I said, she's Blanca's telling her that she could do federal time just for anything that she did to help Tariq and her family. So Diana tells them that they must be confused because her family owns a bar, right? Plus, I think you are just a couple of hood stands who watch way too much Law and Order. Okay. And that's when Blanca was like, listen, I'm ready to go scorched earth on this. Okay. I'm not even gonna hold you, girl. I'm gonna do whatever the heck I need to do to get y'all. Okay. So now next Kane goes to Effie to see if she knows anything, right? Like how to see if she knows how Diana could have got roped up. So Effie tells him that Diana was dealing out of the candy store and she probably got caught on the rooftop camera. Okay. And of course, we know, guys, that this turns into Effie and Kane getting it in, which I just don't freaking see how. Like, bro, if you came there to see about your sis and see how you can help her, why did you have time? Listen, not only did this ninja have time to get the drawers, he freaking spent the night. And it was like, you sure you went to help, you know, the situation with your sister, because you came back with nada. Like you didn't give anybody information. You just, what did you go there for? I was gonna say you could have called Effie, but honestly, this is not something to talk on the phone about. But it was just like, bro, what did you go over there for? And then you spent the night. It wasn't a quickie. It wasn't you spent the night. I hate this kind of thinking. It's just so annoying. What's up, So Iconic and One Shot Gaming, Eric S. and Juan Roman and Marlon Easton. Okay, so yeah, that's that. Let me see where else we at, guys. Let me see where else we are at. Okay, so Davis finally gets down to the precinct right on time to see Saxe talking to Jenny, and he is pissed, right? Because he just knows, like, look at this freaking snake talking to Jenny, just whispering and all that, right? I mean, Jenny is first saying when she finds out that he is repping Diana, she's like, that is so unethical. Like, girl, I know you're not talking about unethical. And I was so glad, even though, you know, it doesn't matter what Saxe was saying because he's still doing what he's doing. He's just I'm laughing at one shot. He's just he still reminds her like what I just said. How you talking about unethical when we passed that line way back? We went over that line a long time ago, baby. So what are you talking about? Now it's on some any means necessary. We're going to get these people. And, you know, Jenny's like, okay. You know, all you got to do is run it. Just go over it real quick and smooth, and Jenny's on. She's with it, you know. And the same thing with Blanca too. Like, she tried to talk all that trash too, but then all they had to do was talk, we should really do this, and she was with it. Okay, so let me see where else we at. So while Davis gets down there, right, he is talking. He tells Diana that, first of all, don't talk to nobody but me now, right? And then that's when Saxe is saying, oh, and me too, you know. So he tells Diana, right, Davis, that they don't have a case and they know it, right? And Saxe says otherwise by stating that they do have that video, you know. And then Diana, you know, she doesn't help by saying, and they might have had the bag from that locker, right? But Davis quickly interjects and says, a bag whose contents you have zero firsthand knowledge of, right? So we see this back and forth between Saxe and Davis, and it confuses Diana. So she tells them both to freaking shut up, all right? And so, but right, she starts talking again, right, saying too much again, right? And Davis intentionally spills coffee on Saxe to create a distraction, and then slips Diana a note that says, put Saxe on Effie, trust me, okay? And so remember last night, if some of you were here with me, and I said that I felt like the longer she stayed with, you know, if she would have stayed with Blanca and Jenny, it would have been an issue, right? She was holding it down for a minute, but she did slip up and was saying a little too much, right? So now if she would have been with Saxe by herself without Davis, ooh, he would have had some info, yo, because she was like, well, what if I were to say that I do know what was in the bag, right? And that's when Davis was like, bloop, let's spill this coffee over here because this girl is, woo, he got the right one, right? Saxe, he had the right one. Oh my gosh, the right one to freaking run her daggone mouth. But yeah, put Saxe on Effie, girl, because you're talking way too much. Just trust. All right. With a life path. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. So let's see what else we got, guys. I gotta make sure that I'm staying on the track. Thank you again with the life path. All right. So next, Tariq stops by Effie's dorm to give her a job, right? But before he comes in, she tells Kane to hide in the bathroom because this is what Kane is still there. Okay. And he also gets a text from his mom, like, where you at? Like, we have a family meeting and things of that nature. So he's supposed to be getting ready to leave any daggone way. All right. But you know, she's just like, oh, can you hide in the bathroom, please? I just don't want to deal with this right now, whatever. So he can hear the conversation between Effie and Tariq. And, you know, little does he know this is a part of a plan that Monet and Tariq and everybody already came up with. Effie doesn't know, of course. And Kane doesn't know either. Okay. So meanwhile, Monet, she meets up with Evelyn and the Castillo brothers, and she tells them that they're under investigation. So they have to lay low while she sorts things out, right? She basically is promising them that the investigation won't touch them. It'll never touch them if they lay low, because the feds don't know that the Tejadas and the Castillos are working together. So you got the tall one with the red stripes on, talking a lot of trash, like, now, you know, he's always the one, right, guys? No, I'm not gonna stop making money, blah blah blah, you know. And the mother's like, hey, well, first of all, watch your mouth. I like how Evelyn have her boys in checks. First of all, I like it. I like their family dynamic. They seem like they definitely respect their mom, and she is like, you know, the queen of it all. Like, first of all, yes, we are gonna do what she's talking about right now, because I'm not trying to send none of my family. I'm not trying to lose no more of my family to prison. So yeah, we are gonna do that, and watch your freaking mouth too, because you know he was cursing and everything. Okay. What's up, support gaming? Siobhan, Lenora Wilson, Hope Lee, and Khadija A. Hall. Hey, Boboski. All right. So afterwards, Evelyn asked Drew if she heard from Gordo, and of course he says no. And then you got the tall one over there talking about some trouble in paradise and all of this. Yo, this is so like suspicious. Like, look at Drew's face. It's just like it's terrible right now, right, guys? Like it's really bad. All right, so it's just like, oh man, I feel bad about this because their son is gone. You know, you can see how this family is, you know, tight or whatever. The brothers and the mom, they lost their dad. It's just sad. And then they disposed of his body. I mean, it's just bad, guys. It's bad. And then now this dude is over here freaking lying. You know what I mean? I mean, we know that later on he gets caught out there because he later sees um his ex-boyfriend Everett on TV, right? So Drew gets all up in his feelings because Everett is on TV coming out. He's coming out the closet, right? So Drew later runs into Everett while he's at some type of bar or something like that, and he runs into him and his boyfriend, and he lets all his feelings out, right? The boyfriend walks away because Drew said something. Now you got your man with the white stripes and all this or something like that, he said, or you know, your white boyfriend with stripes or something that he said. Okay, and so the guy left, the boyfriend left, and then Everett stayed there to talk to him, right? And somebody caught the conversation on video and it went viral. And so now the same tall guy, the same tall brother, one of the G's, he saw the video and he showed his mom, and she's like, wow, you know, he said that everything was okay between them, you know, but on the video he over here talking about some I lost a guy that was for me, and now he's gone and I have nothing. So now they're worried that, like, I wish I would have captured that scene with Evelyn and her son, because that one with the stripes, he looked worried, and you know, he kind of looked like a little bit of sadness came over him because he looked worried now for his brother. Like, hold up, something is definitely wrong. So Evelyn is like, oh, we're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to talk to Drew again. So yeah, guys, it's a daggone shame. All right, so now, guys, Kane comes back to the house finally, okay? And, you know, once he gets back to the house, Monet tells him that he doesn't care about his family because while he was out getting scholarship she out here handling the RICO case that they're building against them, right? And he didn't know, Kane didn't know about the RICO case, okay? So she's like, I'm handling all this stuff, and she's like, you don't care about your family, and he's like, what are you talking about? Whatever, you know. So she also tells Kane not to tell Effie a word, right? Which is when he was like, oh no, y'all are trying to set up Effie. So Monet was like, boy, I done told you everything you need to know, so don't go, you know, thinking for yourself. So Kane says, that's when I'm gonna realize I don't need you, right? That's why you say stuff like that. So Monet was like, no, I say things like this because it's freaking true, you know, and I'm out here having to clean up another daggone mess that you done freaking made. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she said, Weston Holdings. And he's like, oh no, so you can't handle the fact that I did something smart, right? I did some smart-ish, something you would have never came up with or thought of, right? And so Monet says, no, that wasn't smart. You didn't do no smart-ish. You gave our money to a bunch of white folks that we can't trust, people who never want to see us do well ever. And honestly, as much as Monet can, you know, get on folks' nerves and everything, this is a fact that she's talking about, okay? And Kane would be a daggone fool to argue with that one. All right, so anyway, guys, I do want to also mention that Monet always has a freaking nickname for some pom pom. Okay, she called Professor Milgram Community P, and now she over here calling Effie Scholarship P. I'm like, oh, wow, this lady is something else. Why you over there in some scholarship P? I'm handling this. Ooh, that lady is something else. Okay, so let me see. Oh, look, y'all with it too, right? She don't miss a daggone beat. Okay, so next, guys, Tariq tells Braden now about the RICO case. So, Tariq is making his rounds in this episode with letting everybody know that a RICO case is going on. And my goodness, guys, I'm surprised that it didn't hit Noma yet. Like, I'm so freaking surprised. But it's about to hit the fan, and I guess because it didn't hit the fan yet, that's why she doesn't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if next week she shows up like, what's going on here. So anyway, right? So like I said, Tariq tells Braden about the RICO case, and that's when Braden tells Tariq about the irony. He's like, it's so ironic that I'm the Weston being investigated when Weston Holdings is a whole freaking Ponzi scheme. Okay. And oh my gosh, Tariq is like, what the heck? What about my money? This and that. And Braden is like, yeah, well, your money and the freaking Tejadas. If Monet asks for her money back, we are dead. And Tariq was like, yeah, I know we're dead. Freaking Braden talking about you're not supposed to agree with me, Tariq. Anyway, so yeah, Monet does want her money back. Okay. So she wants her money back, and she goes like just straight up, I don't give a daggone. I don't have an appointment. I don't care about y'all rules. I'm coming up in here, and I've been calling this man, and he ain't been freaking picking up the phone. So listen, I'm just gonna show up. I'm just crashing. I'm crashing the country club. Hey, here I am. I'm not your average client. So guess what? When I say that I need to talk to you, need to pick up the phone. And when I say I want my money back, I need to get my money back. Okay. And that's that. And then she also took a sip of some champagne or whatever the heck that is, talking about oh, that's good. And you need some freaking sunblock on or something like that. Did she say sunblock or suntan? She had to say she had something about some sun lotion. I don't freaking know. Basically, the dude is too daggone pale, I guess. Or did she say he looked a little pink? Whatever. The point is, she needs her money. She's not playing about it. Okay. She was cute though with her outfit, and I love the beautiful landscape. Everything looks so green, compared to how dark this show is looking. Sunscreen, right? The way he was, the way the show has been going with the darkness and everything. This is a nice little look. Need to get some green. Okay. All right, guys. So next, Diana does put Saxe on Effie like Davis wanted her to. Okay. And so Saxe takes the information right to Blanca and Jenny, just like everybody knew he would. But Blanca doesn't like this because Saxe is violating privileged information, right? But eventually, what does she do? She concedes, just like freaking Jenny did, trying to act like, oh, ethical. Y'all are not ethical. Stop that. You're not. Okay. So, she asked, after she concedes, she asks Saxe if he's ready to blow his cover, right? This means that you're going to blow your cover. Are you ready for that? He says yes. Now, we have a few times that they asked Saxe before, like when stuff was about to hit the fan, like when they were going to go and get ready to get Effie. Jenny called him and said, are you sure about this? Because things are going to start moving pretty fast. Are you sure? And he's like, yes. He's looking over at Davis a little bit, and he looks like he might feel just a little bit bad, but then he says yes. It's just a bunch of bad decisions that Saxe was making throughout this whole time for somebody that didn't really care for him. And it was just like, what did you think was going to happen? Were you really trying to get the bad guys, or were you trying to get the bad girl? Because that's what the heck Jenny is, okay? She's a bad girl. She's a bad woman. She didn't give a crap about you, and she didn't even try to protect you when things didn't go her way. She is a sore loser in everything. Look at her behavior. Every time she loses, she gets like this, guys. She lost the whole thing with trying to get Tariq and put him away for Jabari's deletion. So she's pissed off about that, and she acting like a little spoiled brat who just has to get her way, right? And when I don't get my way, I gotta throw tantrums. I gotta act the fool. So when the whole situation happened with Effie and the powder turned to sugar, that snow turned to sugar. She turns her back on Saxe. She don't like to lose. She's a sore loser. So anyway, guys, so next the Westons are backing Rashad Tate, and Harper is not feeling this. Okay. Like, she doesn't like it. She doesn't want Rashad being associated with them because, even during the debate that Saxe was having, I'm sorry, Saxe, let me get this picture of Saxe off. The debate that Tate was having with the whatever her name is, Wang, whatever her name is, right? With the running mate that he has. She was saying that, you have been taking donations from a bunch of Wall Street criminals, Wall Street crooks, right? And so in the audience is Braden and his father and Uncle Lucas. And they're, all the answers that Tate is given, they're like, we got our man, that's our boy, whatever, blah, 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 right? And so, she's just not feeling this. And she's like, I saw you talking with them and everything. And he's like, oh, it's just for this and that. And so he said, okay, how about I cancel my lunch that I'm going to have with Lucas or whatever. Whichever Weston that he was going to have a dinner with or lunch with, he was going to cancel it. So he says. Okay, later on, she finds out that he didn't cancel it because Brashandria over here running her mouth telling folks that he went out to lunch with a Weston after he said he wouldn't. Okay, so she's not feeling that, and he's like, well, I don't like to lose. And she said, well, that's funny because you about to lose me or you are losing me. I'm like, Dad, just that fast? You just got with this lady and now you lost her. Okay, because she ain't with the shadiness. And he also, before that, he also was like, marry me. Because remember, what's his name? Stephen Ott was like, oh, you need to get a wife. You know what I'm saying? So Tate is like trying to get it. He's trying to lock it in and get himself a wife and everything. But she's like, you're just, doing that because that's what you have to do. And he's like, no, that's not a lie, but I do love you as well. So it's like a win-win for him. But anyway, I don't know what's going to go on with Tate in this situation, guys, but he does seem like he's getting himself into some situation that he should not be tied into. Hopefully, I see some of you saying that he's about to go down soon, Lucas, right? And I feel like he's going to go down as well. But what does that mean for Rashad Tate? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think that they will have Tate go down with them as well. But something's going on because why do we keep seeing this connection between Tate and the Westons? Something's gonna happen. I don't know. Okay. But anyway, folks, Theo finally comes into Davis's office and he apologizes. He's like, I want to apologize because, Saxe is in it as well. He's like, I want to apologize to both of you. This transition, it's not that bad. It's not that hard or whatever. As he's trying to talk, Saxe keep on saying, oh, it's okay, man. It's all right. And Davis is just so annoyed. Like, yo, can you shut up? He actually said, my nigga. Can you get out? Sometimes I wonder how a white person feels when somebody calls them nigga or my nigga or something like that. And even the actor, like, how does the actor feel about being called? He probably don't give a crap, I'm just saying. But it was funny, my nigga, get out, all right? So anyway, he's like, what the heck happened? Theo's like, what happened? You and white boy ain't seen, what happened? What's going on? And so he said, he said, I just don't want him knowing everything about you and me. And Theo could see right through this lie. Like, bro, stop. Okay. Like, I really hope you lie better in court. Like, what are you talking about? So he's like, all right, fine. He is working with the feds. Like, he's a CI, blah, blah, blah. This was a mistake. Okay. This is the reason why we're here, why we're in tears. Some of y'all don't give a crap. Y'all don't care that Saxe is gone. But some of us are hurting. Okay. And this is the reason why we're hurting, because Davis done told his freaking brother, who ain't got a daggone thing to lose, who we find out later on has been lying about taking treatments. Okay. Because before Saxe left the room, he was telling Saxe and his brother that he was told he's a perfect candidate for the treatment, and the treatments are working and all this. Okay. Man, oh man, he was lying. Okay. Because later on he gets a call. Davis gets a call that, because he's the emergency contact, that he has not been receiving the treatments. All right. Not only that, he wasn't picking up the phone anymore. At this time, he has Saxe with him. But let's not jump. Okay. Let's not jump. As he's hearing this information, when Davis tells his brother that Saxe is a freaking snitch, basically, informant, he said, "You just let that ninja walk out of here?" Like, yo, this guy is with it immediately. Okay. He said, "You just let him walk out of here?" Like, he's supposed to be dead. Okay, he's supposed to be deleted on sight in the office. Like, what the heck? You let him walk out of here. He's on the same wave as Kane, when Kane tells Tariq, "Yo, I hope you ain't gonna try to do him like you did Lauren, like disappear him or whatever, get him out of town, because he need to get dead." All right, so Theo is not playing. Like, Theo didn't kill anybody. Remember, he was in jail for 28 years for a manslaughter that his brother did. Okay, but this dude is ready and willing. Man, oh man. All right, guys. So now we have Tariq, who tells RSJ about the Ponzi scheme. Like I said, he's making his rounds. Okay. So he tells him about the Ponzi scheme. And listen, in this scene, guys, I saw a little bit of Chris from The Wire. Okay. RSJ done turned to Chris from The Wire, especially when he tells Tariq that he screwed because of him, right? Like, it was just Shady behind that pulled me back in. I was about to, basically not work with them no more. All right. And, and Tariq was saying, because listen, he wanted to go to the SEC and make a, file a complaint or whatever he was saying he wanted to do. So this is the right way to do things. And also it was so that Tariq wouldn't be implicated. And he's like, "No, you can't do that, because then you won't get your money back." This, that, like, Tariq is basically saying no. And he's like, Are you kidding me? Like, I didn't work so hard to be doing no shady stuff. Like, I worked hard. I got this way from doing the right thing. Okay. And so, yeah, like, yep, y'all would have, at his inner Chris then came the freak out. And I was like, "Ooh, he is really giving it right now." All right. So it's to the point where Tariq had to be like, no disrespect. Like, no disrespect, but I'm screwed too. All right, Chris. RSJ. don't, yeah. Anyway. So anywho. So, they have their meeting with y'all keep calling him Madoff. So they have their meeting with Uncle Lucas and who was in there, Braden, right? They had their meeting. And, they just basically letting it be known, like, this, we already know what it is, Ponzi scheme and all this. And then he tried to say, "Oh, it's a lie. You found yourself in the middle of a family, a family feud," or whatever he said. And he's like, "Man, stop. Okay. Just stop." And then he was even telling him in the meeting, "Calm the F down." Like, I'm like, "Yo, RSJ, you sure you were always straight and narrow with it, because you got a little bit of gangster in you, brother. You know what I'm saying? But listen, you could be straight and narrow and still have some gangster. That don't mean you got to be a punk. But anyway, he was letting it be known that, listen, I need my money back, okay? And you need to get Tariq's trust fund back, and then you got Braden over there like and the other thing too, he said, and the Tejadas. Like, yeah, don't forget the freaking Tejadas money, because you definitely need to get that. Monet is not trying to hear that. Okay, so Uncle Luke says, you're gonna regret this, right? And RSJ was like, listen, no, if anything comes back on Tariq, I don't know if he added Braden. Did he add Braden in there too? But I know he said, Tariq, if anything happens, you try to basically have some kind of revenge on Tariq, I will be making me an anonymous tip to my friends over at the commission. Okay, after I get my money, right? And so, he had to get old boy in check, because he was doing the most. Okay, guys. Hey, Jerry Carson, doing the freaking most, And so we're gonna see what happens with that, guys. Because let me tell you something. This dude over here telling him that I don't have the money, and it's just like, look, RSJ he's pretty cool about it. Like, it's okay, I got a payment plan going on. But what about Monet? Because later on she done told Tariq, I want all my money. Like, I want a cashier's check of my money on Monday. So what happens? RSJ is cool with them giving the money back gradually, but Monet is not. So what is going to happen when she don't get her money right away? I don't know, guys. They best to be very, very careful. Okay. So let's move on here. So we have Effie, and she gets set up, right? And it's not a big deal, because they, like we talked about, they already had this whole thing where they had turned the snow into the sugar and everything, and they had to let it go. Nothing. So she does come to the house, and she's like, I understand why you guys did what you had to do, but why did you leave me out? That's the part I don't understand. Why did you leave me in the dark? And then Tariq was explaining that you were the only one that wasn't hot, whatever. So that was that. And so before she left, she said, I understand. And I would have did the same thing. So it's all good. And, Kane was there as well. And they left together, because Effie was like, are you ready? So they left together, and Tariq was like, you knew about this? And she was like, Monet was like, I don't care who's effing who. Okay. Like, your little nasty daggone kids, horny freaking little kids. I don't care who's screwing who. I need my daggone money. That's what the heck I want. Okay. So like, poor Monet, like, she got to deal with a bunch of freaking kids. Like, if y'all really look inside Monet's world, she doesn't really deal with adults like that. Like, yes, she deals with when her husband came out, that was like the only adult she really dealt with, and then she deals with her lawyer. But it's like, she's surrounded by kids as her freaking employees, and it's just, so it has to be very irking, because they got all these hormones, these raging hormones and things like that, and it's so much, right? When a kid or a young adult, like somebody in the early 20s, like, they're not really have come into their own yet, so they're gonna make so many mistakes and all of that, and it's just like, dang, what the heck? Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, I keep forgetting to turn my ice maker off when I come live, because it sounds so noisy. All right, guys, so now like I said, Monet wants her money, and that's just that. All right, so we also see that everything seems to be good. Okay, everything seems to be okay with Effie, and her and her new boo over there to the right. Not to the left, to the right. Yo, man, they getting it in, okay, and there's a knock at her dorm room door. So just when she thinks she's in the clear, the freaking feds are at the door, and they're like, it's a maintenance man, please. So they take her, and who is the arresting officer all the time? Ugh, freaking Blanca. Effie Morales, you want the rest and all of this. Like, just get out of my life. Get the freak out of my life. Sheesh, I can't stand this chick. Ugh. Her and Jenny, they have to go. If there is somebody that's coming in next season, like good looking Michael Ealy and everything, that's fine. You can get on my nerves, Michael Ealy, because you are excellent to look at. Maybe, you're acting, you've done some things that I can't stand you, right? But I cannot deal with these freaking chicks anymore. I'm tired of them. Get out of my life. Get off of my screen. I'm done. You're going to freaking kill off a power OG. Then you should have chose Blanca. Why the heck did you do Saxe? After the done made folks like him after a while, right? After he became funny and stuff like that. You sure you're not going to promise me you're not going to do something St. Patrick-y? Like all of this. Don't do us like that. Get rid of freaking Blanca. How about that? Anyway, so I'm sorry. Y'all know how I got to do my little I got to do my little rant every now and then. So Effie's arrested. She's thinking it's about some drug crap. Like, what the heck is going on? But then she gets out there and she sees Jenny. And then they roll down. She's like, "Oh, you're arrested for the attempted murder." And they roll down the freaking window, and it's daggone Lauren. At this point, y'all, I don't know what they're gonna do with Lauren. I don't really see where she's gonna. I just don't see where they could go with her character after this anymore. I didn't think they would basically kill her twice. Obviously they killed her, like, they faked her death, but this time it's like, are they gonna do it for real? Because I just don't see, like, how she gonna walk around. The only way she's gonna really be able to walk around is if Kane is gone, Effie's gone, and Monet is gone. Because those are the only people that will really be after her, right? I don't know, guys. What we gonna do? AG says Lauren may move on in life like ever. Yeah, probably, and then come back, right? I can see that. I don't see her being a major person on this show anymore. But I do definitely see her coming back, if they do anything like that. So Lenora says, look at Miss K riding for Saxe. He needed somebody on his side after Jenny stomped. Yeah, on his heart, for real. Like, Jenny, when that situation happened after Effie with the whole sugar and everything, she was blaming him. Like, this is you. You're really working for them. Like, all this stuff all of this stuff that Saxe is doing. How could you say he's working for? How could you say that he's working for the other people, for Davis and them? He's giving you way too much information. Like, why not just mislead you instead of actually really feeding you facts? Like, it's just dumb to me for her to say that. I can't deal with her. It was just stupid to me. But when she told him that she can't protect him, I was just like, wow. Vicious. I know I spoke about that last night, but man. So back to this whole thing with Effie getting arrested. I don't give a crap about Effie getting arrested. I don't think Effie is gonna go anywhere. Somebody had said, I think in the last week live that I did, that they feel like Effie will talk over Diana. Like, anybody else talking but Effie, right? Diana gonna hold it down, Effie gonna talk. So we'll see. She's all about, like, she talked before. So what would make her stop now? She ain't trying to go to jail. So of course she's gonna talk. Sing like a bird. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, DeMarcus. Why didn't Effie check the product and she would have known it was sugar? I don't know. Maybe because she's used to working with these folks, she didn't think about it, but unfortunately, Kane did try to warn her a little bit, but then he got he tried to warn her, but then he got distracted by his brother making noise, like throwing stuff at the TV or whatever he was doing. And that's why last night when I got the phone call and then my son came down to fill in for me a little bit and talk to you guys, he was basically saying that Kane was about to give up, basically blackball his family or something like that for some poontang, he said, because I had to go back and listen to what my son was saying. For some poontang, he said. This is what he was talking about, because he was over there about to tell Effie, like, you sure you want to do that? You trust this or that or whatever he said. You want to be his do you want to be his gopher or something, he said. But she was like, if you got something to say, then say it, right? So he was about to, and then we had Drew sidetrack him, okay? Then when they was getting it in, he stops her and he said, baby, you was okay with how things went down? Bro, she's not thinking about it. She's not talking about it. Why are you still trying to go on about it? Leave it the heck alone. So it's just annoying at this point. But thank you, DeMarcus, for the super chat. I really appreciate it and appreciate you. But that was stupid to me. I'm really out. Boy, it's going bad already, y'all. I told you guys. I said Effie and Kane together is a dangerous combination, because I feel like she can get all up in his head. She can blind him as far as, he just can't see past the infatuation or the love that he has for her and things of that nature. And so, she's just going to do everything she needs to do to get what she needs to get in the meantime. So I don't know, guys. Somebody said, LSW said Effie will flip on Tariq. Effie is a user. Effie gonna get off the charges. She gonna have Kane Cochran in her corner. Oh my gosh, stop it. Yes, she did. She practiced Kegels on Kane and got him shook. She sure does, child. Show. Effie was always stepping on the product, and I was shocked that she didn't check the product for a side hustle. That's true. That is a good point. That is a very good point. You're right about that. So now that you brought that up, that is true. Why the heck didn't she check it and everything? But I don't know. Effie's WAP must be magical. After she was with Reek, he looked like a corpse in that bed. Now she's with Kane and he's forgetting about his own family. So freaking true. Okay. I never liked her either. I never have. And I know there's a bunch of people that's, Team Effie. Sometimes I don't understand it, but I don't care. It's not for me to understand. I don't like her. That's all that freaking matters to me. I don't like it. Okay. All right. So back to Lauren rolling down the window and them seeing. So now Kane sees her and now it's just like, oh, snap. So she's about to be a target again. They better do a very freaking good job of getting this girl protected. All right. She's supposed to be in protective custody now, but man, oh man.
It's over.
What's gonna
Kane saw her.
My son came in and he said it's over. Kane saw her. Last night when he was on and he was talking to you guys, he didn't see the rest of the episode yet. So when he finished the episode and I heard him coming down the stairs, I just stood up and I just said, bring it in. Bring it in. Had to bring my, open my arms to him like, I know, baby, I know. And he's like, oh, why they do my man like that? Oh my gosh. And then my youngest son, I told him to come down here and just say whatever he wanted to say about Saxe. He's like, that was so sad. Yeah, it was sad. How was work?
It was sad.
Oh, shush. All right, guys. So let me see what else. So yeah, after that, guys, we already know that now with Saxe, as he leaves Jenny's office, he gets in his car and he's already talking to Tariq, like, Tariq, if something happens to me, I know where your mom and Yaz are. You don't want the information to die with me, all this. And as he's, trying to finish the message in the car, who do we have? Gully Theo in the freaking back seat putting a gun to Saxe's head. And I was like, oh my freaking gosh. Girl, guys, the way this turned out, I did not expect it. I'm like, okay, he just got a gun in his head. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Woo, boy, was I wrong, child. Look at this man's face. Aww. That was a shame. That was sad, guys. That was so sad. Oh, gosh. So, at this time, before this, Tariq is with Davis, and he's telling him that, he was sharing the message, and he's like, that's it. It just stops. It just cuts off. So I don't know where he is. I don't know what's going on. And Davis is not taking it seriously. He's like, man, he ain't stupid. He's probably just bluffing and all that. He's probably on his way to Montana right now and all this. And so he's like, wait a minute. So then that's when he gets the call from the clinic people, and he's found out that his brother's been lying. And so this is the scratch in my head moment that I have. And I don't want to be telling you guys my scratch in my head moments before we get to Sunday, right? But I'm going to tell you anyway. So here's my scratch in my head moment was, what was the purpose of Theo coming in before he found out about the whole thing with the feds and, Saxe being an informant? What was the point and the purpose of coming in there saying I apologize and all of this and lying about getting the treatments? What was the purpose of that? Do you guys think that he already had plans on offing himself? Because what was it was almost like, now we don't really know if he was going to continue to, like, before his brother said what he said, was he coming, because he was ignoring him for I guess a few days, right? But it's like maybe that was him representing himself one last time to kind of say goodbye without giving his brother an idea of what he was doing. So he was just kind of lying, saying, oh yeah, the treatments are this, it's not bad out here, transition back into society is not that bad, and I apologize to you guys, blah blah blah. Like, that's the only thing I could think of, right? So it seems like Theo might have already been thinking about offing himself, because if not, that's just a whole scratch in my head type of situation, because it's like, why did you come there and say that and then lie, but anyway. So JT, I think it was that the gun out of Davis's? Or I think it was. And the crazy thing is, like, why did you have a gun, Davis? Support Gaming says, I low-key feel like Theo held resentment towards taking the rap for Davis. I don't know. I don't think so. He was so willing. Like, even in last season when Redman was playing Theo, he was not caring about what Davis wanted as far as getting him out, because getting him out meant that we're going to shine the light on you now, the real killer. And he didn't want that. Like, he was on some real, bro, I'm good in here. Like, I'm about to die anyway. Like, what do you, like, just stop. You're doing too much. I wanted you to have a good life. And that's that. It was done is done. So I don't think so. I don't think so. Thank you, HFG. Do you think Davis will become more cold and hardened by this experience, or do you think he'll totally fall apart? Yeah, I think both. I think he might fall apart a little bit. As we saw, he was already drinking, and his brother just simply wasn't talking to him, and he was already drinking. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this situation is gonna make him fall apart for a little while, I think. And they might not even show that, you know what I mean? But yeah, I definitely think he might turn cold a little. I mean, we kind of saw a little bit of gangster already too, like get out my way, nigga, like telling Tariq that. And I was just like, what is going on with Davis? Like, this is not really how Davis is. What is going on? He did not give a crap. He got a gun now, so he on some other stuff. What's going on, kid? What, boy? Let me block you, because you over here with this. My goodness gracious, scribbles of fire. All right, so where was I? Theo premeditated thing about taking out Saxe because Theo didn't want to go back to prison. Once he knew about that situation, I think that was when it was on. That's what he said. He said, "You let him walk out of here." Yeah. So as all this is going on, guys, going back to the, them being in the office and Davis realizing that, yo, what time did you get that call? Because now he got the call that he's been lying about the treatments. And Tariq tells him what time he got the call, about an hour ago, I think. And then he hasn't heard from his brother, so he put two and two together, like, oh shoot, like I told my brother about Saxe turning on me. And yo, now he probably has Saxe. I know where they are. So then Tariq is like, yo, you think he gonna do something? His brother knew. Like, what's his name? Davis knew. He was like, yo, that crazy, we gotta get there before that crazy mother lover kills him. And so, yeah, I just didn't think that this was gonna go down like this, guys. But the fact that it was only like a few minutes left in the episode, like you knew this was the last scene, so it was kind of like giving it away that this was not gonna be a good ending for anybody. Especially, look, even if Saxe didn't die, you knew that Theo was gonna, okay, like this last scene was gonna something tragic was gonna happen in this last scene. But they caught me off guard, I swear, when freaking Theo clipped Saxe. I was like, what? Couldn't freaking believe it. Gemini Donna says, hey, Miss K, I get the feeling Lauren gonna flip it on Jenny, throw her under the bus, and save everyone. Lauren tired of being in the situation and the manipulating, etc. Yeah, I think so as well. She is tired. This is a very annoying, tiring situation. And I think with Effie behind bars, I feel like that'll make her feel more secure. All she got to do is say, look, Effie tried to freaking delete me. And I don't know nothing else about anything else. That's that. But yeah, when Theo, after he shot Saxe and everyone was freaking shocked, like, yo, the fact that, guys, let's take this in. This young man is an eraser, okay? Like he's erased a few people by now. All right? And look at the shock on his face still. The fact that he could still become shocked like this is very amazing to me and surprising. All right? And I was just like, yo, Tariq is really like, oh my gosh. And maybe it's not really just the shock of Saxe being deleted or the fact that the brother, just said, poof, be going to his own head. Maybe it's the fact that, Saxe being dead is going to create a whole world of problems. Okay, maybe it's all of that. But the fact that this little man who is an eraser by now is shocked is very amusing to me. All right, it's very amusing. Yeah, it was the deletion of stuff. Yeah, it's like he probably was mostly shocked about that. Yeah, and then when he was gonna try to take the rap, guys, Davis was gonna try. I'm not gonna let you give me the gun. I'm not gonna let you do this again, this and that. I'm not gonna let you go back to prison. Nope, you already knew what was coming next, y'all. You already knew what was coming next. This dude was going to clip himself, and that was just that. Okay, and so sorry, I'm trying not to be hoarse, guys. So then what does he do? Puts it right here. I don't even want to mark myself. And he says, no, Theo, why? He's so freaking out. And like, this is the reason why, too, guys, when I came on yesterday, I was feeling like just riled up and wanting to cry and just needed to chill for a minute, because I probably felt like if I would have said too much and started talking right away, I might break down, because the reaction of Davis was a lot. Like, it really was a lot. He was screaming, y'all. He was screaming. Then you got Tariq over there like, F, it was sad. Like he couldn't even get past the gate or nothing. Like it was just so sad. Who did this? Who wrote this episode? Oh my gosh. In Theo's mind, he believed he was protecting his brother. Yeah, he did. But it was just like, bro, I said this last night, but it was like, I see you were trying to protect your brother, but you didn't do anything but possibly make the situation worse, right? Also, you deleted yourself in front of your brother, and that's not an image that someone can just get over like that. You know, how you expect this man to go forth and be successful when this is the tragic image that you set before him? It's gonna take some therapy, you know? Like, come the freak on. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, now we're both free. Please. You ain't free. This man got to deal with a lot now. All right. Now, Effie can blame Brayden as well for trying to kill Lauren. And if she does, Brayden family won't save him this time. That's a good one. I didn't think about that. But she would be a fool because she took him. And see, and the thing about it though is that Lauren is the one. See, it's Lauren's testimony mostly that would get Effie in trouble and could possibly free Brayden. Like, it didn't have nothing to do with Brayden. She took me at gunpoint from him when he was trying to get me out of town. So I feel like she could say it. She could say that, you know. I think Tariq said F because now he may never know where Tasha or Yaz are. Tamika may come back next season. Yeah, that's true. Well, guys, so sad, and there they go, right there, bam. You see what I was talking about last night, right? Where I said he shot him in the heart. If you see, look how like to the left is like the bullet hole. Now somebody was saying, like my youngest son said, what if Saxe is not dead? And then I said, you never know, that might be a possibility. I don't know. Because I did mention, because Miss Inga was saying, I hope he's dead. And I'm like, wait a minute. I think the majority of us think he is, you know? And let me get this off my screen before they freaking limit me. The majority of us say he's gone. I mean, it looks like he's gone, right? But then I also said, after she said that, you saw Saxe breathing a little bit, and it looked like he was probably taking his last breaths. He did have his eyes open, like he was in shock and stuff like that. So I don't know, y'all. You never know. They could, that could be. We did see that happen with Detective Howard in Power Book 3, in Raising Kanan. He was shot in the chest too, but it didn't kill him. Never know. That would be something. That would be freaking something. But I don't think that's the case. I think that Saxe is gone, y'all. I think he's gone. I don't want him to be gone, but I think he's gone. And somebody said maybe Jenny's gonna be the next Saxe. I'm like, we do not need that. Please get the heck out of here. Please go. Okay. Junior Young will play a bigger role now that Saxe is dead. I don't want him to. I want him to kick rocks as well. Remember, Diana says in the next episode, Saxe says Tariq set her to get arrested. Did Saxe tell her that before he got shot? Somebody also made a good point that maybe Saxe, I think it was RC, he left a comment and he was saying that he hopes that Saxe left some evidence or some type of information behind that would come back to bite Jenny in the butt, so that this way, he could kind of get the last laugh and the revenge that I was talking about last night, saying that I don't think, because I was saying I didn't like Saxe's death. I don't think it was a good death because, he needed to have vengeance on Jenny. He needed to get her back. And so he said that he kind of had to watch it again because he was okay with Saxe dying. But then when he watched it the second time, he kind of saw my point that, it would have been better if he was able to get revenge on Jenny for doing him dirty. And so hopefully he left some, information behind that, maybe he gave to someone. If something happens to me, boom, put this out there, So we don't know. We don't know what's going on, guys. But that's just that. All right. See you, Zaria. Have a good night, honey, and get some rest. All right. But I just want to say thank you guys. And, of course, we'll see what happens next week. That trailer, I wouldn't even, the trailer that I saw, I can't even break it down. Like it wasn't enough for me. After Saxe is gone now, I'm looking at that trailer and it's not enough. I was thinking like, oh, I can't wait to see the trailer. And when I saw it after the episode, I was like, this is it? This don't look good. Man, y'all probably don't see what I see, but it ain't good. It wasn't a good trailer to me. And I just need to see the episode now at this point, Also, I want to say real quick, and I appreciate you guys because it doesn't seem like anyone's doing anything like that. I've been hearing that there's somebody that has the script to Power and has been posting in all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like, that is so disgusting to me because I enjoy guessing and trying to predict what's going to happen with the show. To me, it makes no point to know what's going to happen and then come on here and try to make predictions and talk about it or to share and tell y'all everything. Like, it's not shocking. It takes away the shock value. It just takes away the fun of watching the freaking show. So if you happen to follow whoever's doing this, please refrain from coming on here and sharing that stuff. Okay. I feel like we're a community. We respect each other. Please do not do that. I don't want to see no spoilers. I hate spoilers. Okay. TC Trap Talk TV. Hey. Saxe was that guy you love to hate, but once he's gone, it's like, man, yeah, that's a fact. Right? That is a fact. Hey, Little Rock. Yeah, so iconic says, why would people do this? This is why I believe 50 and Courtney wanted out of Stars. Yeah, it's so annoying. And if you guys watch it on Hulu, another thing I don't understand is why people put spoilers in their thumbnails. It's just like, you have zero respect for folks, right? Like, I have I got Davis crying. Now, obviously, by this time, you know. Davis is crying. If he's crying, that most likely means something happens to his brother. But that doesn't indicate that something happened to Saxe. Okay. And then with the last one I had, my screenshot was with Tariq with the shock on his face. I do not want to put spoilers in the thumbnails, but there's people that literally do it, like RIP Saxe or RIP this one, that one. I'm like, yo, y'all have no respect. Y'all don't give a daggone who didn't watch the show yet. Man, oh man. Thank you, DeMarcus. Saxe's last call was to Tariq, and Tariq could get blamed for Saxe's death. See, what's going to happen, right? The aftermath. Because here it is. I'm reading stuff, and I thank you for that super chat. So sometimes I'll try to get out of here, and then you guys hit me with something like this. Okay, so here we go, guys. You have two bodies, right? You got Saxe and you got Theo. There's literally nothing that what can they really say? How could they say that this was Tariq? All right, you're going to have this gun that doesn't belong to Tariq. And they're behind the gate. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not like they can reach the gun and grab it and put it away and then get past the gate and throw the bodies, get rid of the bodies, whatever. I'm just saying, of course, they're not going to get rid of Saxe's body and nothing like that. But I'm just saying, how are they going to blame this on Tariq? Because he was the last call. I don't see that happening. If they do that, I think that would be insane. Like, why and how? Tariq was an actual witness to the situation. You're going to see that this was a deletion, self-deletion. And the man that deleted himself shot the person first. It's kind of right, like it's kind of like right there, cut and dry, Like I just don't see. But see, that's the thing. We talked about this last night. I think somebody said something like, it seems like every time people are always trying to blame Tariq or put something on Tariq and in situations that he has nothing to do with. And it's just like, yeah. So DeMarcus, that would be true as far as that's their MO. Blame Tariq. You know, it's always Tariq. So yeah, it's all coming up, Tariq. Off topic, Mother's Day is coming up. Will you do your top 10 worst mothers list? If you do, would Sissy be on this list? No. No to Sissy being on the list. And yes, I'm going to do the Mother's Day thing. Yes, I am. But no, Sissy is not going to be on the list. I don't know what you're talking about with that one, Marcus. You be, like I told you, you be hating the the wrong people and loving the worst people. But, you know, I still love you anyway. Okay. What is happening to Blanca going after Tariq for Mecca's? Effie and Kane relationship is great. I don't like their relationship already. Literally, that's the theme this season. Blame Tariq. Even Detective Stalker was wondering, why are they obsessed with Tariq? Right. Like, why are y'all so obsessed? It's insane. Kane want Effie to be a ratty patty, but they supposed to be real. Right. BC, I don't think Tariq mama is still in Mexico. I think they moving her around. Was she in Mexico? Was she? I didn't know she was ever in Mexico. I thought she was in one of those, you know, remote states. Like, you know, a freaking like how whatchamacallit say Montana or North Dakota or something like that, you know, places that folks don't be looking. Utah. You know. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here once again. Let me get out of here. Every time I say I'm gonna get out of here, this is what happens. But I love you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Until next time, you guys take care and be blessed. And I will see you in the next video. And have yourself a blessed and wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.